Hi and welcome to another edition of OnsideSA. I've been over in the UK, watched a bit of football, touched base with a few friends.
Good.
And, well, my beloved Tottenham, they had 3 away games when I was there, but I managed to go and watch them play West Ham. They had more of the game, but they never looked like scoring.
Yeah.
Bad game both sides, but West Ham keep on winning, as we saw last night. And, of course, Everton catching 5 late and Spurs have defeated West Ham. All pale into insignificance when we heard the Liverpool score.
Yeah, disgraceful, Paul. You know, you can say we set up badly, which I thought we did, but when you go 1-0 down, sometimes you got to roll the sleeves up and have a go, Paul. And, you know, it's pointless kicking and fighting people. You got to show a bit of heart. And, you know, I just think they let the supporters down, they let themselves down. And Solskjaer can't come back from this. But reading an article, he gets £200,000 a week, this new contract he signed.
Okay.
That's 10 million a year. He's got 2.5 years left. If they want to get rid of him, that's 25 million pounds. Do you think they're going to pay him that? So that's the problem. You know, Ferguson.
They paid double that for worse players.
Yeah, sure. But Paul, I think international breaks are key. They give him the 3 games, but he's a dead man walking, Paul.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they're calling it El Sackville this week.
Yeah, this week. I know him and Nuno.
You know, so we've got to see what happens there. But no, last one standing. How is that? All in, all out?
All 11, Paul. Went on to Sunday. Gavin Lane and Darren Fox had 2. One had Brentford, one had Spurs. And they both went missing. So we're back this week, Paul.
Same guys?
You know, same 11. You know, the rules are, for the guys that don't know, we play till there's a winner.
Yes.
You know, for you and I, it would have been great, guys, as a carryover. We pocket the money and we'll start the next one next week. But
I like that idea.
Doesn't work that way, so
We've got to have a winner.
got to have a winner, Paul.
So I've got the 11 here. Is Catherine Armstrong?
She won the ladies, yeah. That's
only
Bruce's
girl
wife.
left.
Yep, the only one left.
Okay, well done to her. That's very good. See, let me grab my glass and have a look at a few of these, Steve. Budge.
Peter Firk and Jeremy Fleming, they Steve Potter's men from the Umdloti Bush Tavern, so they're still going.
How many internationals still in?
Only my brother.
Only your brother. Gavin Lane, the footballer. Darren Fox from Hollywood.
Yeah. He was on Spurs. Yeah, Hassan,
Lawrence Whitewood, the postman. France Gouet.
France Guide, one of Mood's boys from Joburg. Mansfield guys moved to Joburg.
Dick Goss, eh?
Yeah, Dave hanging in.
Hanging in. Your brother. And Clint Heap, eh?
Yeah.
He's
Clint.
already picked.
Yeah, I won't tell him who he's picked, but Clint's nailed his colours to the mast early on.
Next
competition. Paul, I was going overseas with Greg Veal, but unfortunately Greg's got a wedding, so we had to postpone the trip. So, you know, we're going to start the next competition next weekend. Now, there is a Friday game, Paul. I think it's Southampton, Aston Villa. Most people won't do it, but Saturday we close. And
this weekend, those 11
this
guys.
This weekend, 11 guys have got it to themselves, so we'll carry on. But
all right.
Next weekend.
Let's get the man of the moment, Stevie B, up. Stevie, are you there?
Steve, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, he lives. How are you, Steve? Health-wise, you're recovering?
Steve, did you hear?
Got a bit of a
You're saying?
gremlins on them again, but
Yeah, how's it going with the shoulder and that?
yeah, it's still a little bit uncomfortable. Had some more short-term treatment that doesn't seem to be working, so onto a sort of longer-term bit of rehabilitation. If I was a footballer, I wouldn't be playing until this side of Christmas.
Okay, well, get into management. Steve, I saw Barcelona fired Ronald Koeman last night.
Yeah, I mean, he was even more a dead man walking than Ollie. I mean, after their woeful start, he when they knew that there was going to presidential elections, that he was not going to be first choice. So my best bet, I'm going to go for Bristol City. I think they've got to break their duck. Barnsley are the most out of form team in the division.
Okay.
So I'm going for Bristol City.
Okay, well, I've tipped them to win too.
And your value
bet, Steve?
I'm going to go for Watford. I think that they showed a lot of fighting spirit last week.
Yeah.
And for them to be, whatever it is, 27, 24 for 10 at home, I think they've got a good chance.
Yeah, and I went for Stoke as my best bet, just watching, analysing, and I fancy West Ham to beat Villa. In our bets, we've got Bristol City, Steve. 14-10 is a big price. I agree with you.
Yeah, I just think if they can't beat Barnsley, then they're going to beat anybody.
Yeah.
My best bet, Steve, Fulham.
Yeah.
My value bet's Spurs.
I don't know. It's going to be, I've watched West Brom at Swansea, and I hope our coaching staff watch them, because if you play football, you get over them or around them. You can, but if you they'll press you. They'll press you all day otherwise. So it'll be a big game. I mean, the trouble is, if we take points off each other, Bournemouth are laughing. So
yeah.
We've got to keep pace with the top. We've got to stay around that top two.
Yeah. Steve, on the Premiership, Leicester, Arsenal, how do you see that?
Yeah, close game. I think that, Jamie Vardy is out injured, I understand. Okay. But Leicester are just starting to show a bit of form. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they edge that. They
draw in Leicester. Okay, how do you see Burnley, Brentford?
Yeah.
Burnley, Steve?
I think Burnley could hold Brentford. I think they'll hold them. I think it'll be a tough old game, but I think they'll hold them.
Okay.
But the Lions were cranky this morning. The Gremlins have set in. And just touch on those 2 points in your opinion. Obviously, Barcelona.
And he's gone. He's got 5 last night.
Who would be the favourite?
Well, everyone wants Xavi, but the problem is he's got a job in China. And why would you take Barcelona?
Xavi,
the ex-player. Midfield player. Yeah.
Where's he coach?
He's coaching in China.
That's no grounding.
But, Paulie's a legend. So he can do what he wants, but so was Koeman.
So was Koeman.
Yeah.
So was Lampard.
Yeah.
So was Ollie. So was Ollie. They're all legends. The guys who come straight in, or nearly straight in, I want to see. The one who of the jury's out, probably Patrick Vieira. But I want to see. They don't last long. I've seen with so many players coming to coaching's a hell of a thing.
No, it's difficult, Paul. And you've got guys that are lesser players than you are. And they're on a fortune. So you've got to be careful how you talk to them. But I wouldn't take Barcelona job unless I was a guy that was looking for an opportunity, a major one.
Yeah, there's got to be good managers about.
Paul, they're all tied up. Klopp's not leaving Liverpool. Tuchel and Pep, they're not. Pep Guardiola's the guy that they wanted, but he's not going back to Guardiola. To Barca. No money.
What about the Zidanes of this world?
Well, Zidane wants the French national team.
And
after the World Cup next year, Deschamps there, he's stepping down.
And Solskjaer?
Paul, I'm surprised he hasn't gone, but he should have been gone by now. They should have been gone once we didn't win the Europa League. But speaking to the guys that are over there, they don't want Conte. Conte's going to come and he's going to do the same thing as Mourinho. He wants total control. And I don't think United want to give it. So,
who stops them having total control? Why shouldn't the manager have control?
Well,
working with the director of... Who's your director of football?
Well, we've got some guy in. But remember, Van Gaal came in. He bought 16 players. When you see the list of what he bought, disgraceful. You see what Mourinho bought. And like £400,000 a week for Sanchez from Arsenal in a swap deal. That killed the club. So Ollie smoothed it. It's the best squad we've had in a long time. We've got to get an experienced coach to get the best out of them.
But I'm going to just labour this point, Budge, because it's your team. You know them backwards. But I've watched them a lot this year, and they're you accommodate 1 or 2 luxury players. Yeah. You've got guys that are getting old. Your centre back's getting turned. He's still injured, that guy. Maguire and Shaw pay for England, and they're getting roasted week in and week out. And that's not good. I don't think your side's that good. When you've got Matic, people like that, even McTominay, Fred, are they that good?
No, not good enough.
And they go in and bought Sancho. What has he done?
Paul, the problem, Sancho, he's number 7. We need creativity on the right. But then 3 days later, they buy Ronaldo. Now, there's no doubt
they got
Ferguson
him,
pulled
Ronaldo.
the top.
They got
Cavani, Paul.
Cavani.
Yeah.
They got Martial.
They've
got the left-footed guy.
Paul, there's plenty of
them. Who's that great young striker you got? Greenwood. And you've got the boy who's just come back.
Paul, Ronaldo, in my opinion, has killed the club. He's come in and he's finished, Paul. But now he's got to stand up front, play his position, and everyone must run for him. Doesn't work.
Pogba doesn't run for anybody.
Exactly. So they've got a problem with the balance of the squad. But, I feel for Sancho. He came in as number 7. But 3 days later, Ronaldo. Now, the Ronaldo signing, I don't believe Solskjaer wanted him. You got a good young team slowly coming to the boil, and they sign him. Paul, there's trouble. There's no doubt. 22 matches, one clean sheet.
Why not get rid of Ronaldo?
Well, who's going to get rid of him?
Yeah.
You know, that's why Ferguson apparently is at the training ground this week talking to the players. You think I'm listening to Ferguson? He's yesterday's news. You know, I want to play. So major trouble, Paul. They were hoping to get
Rashford,
today.
another one.
Yeah, there's plenty of them, Paul. Good
You
young
got
team.
so many forwards. You sold one to Leeds.
Yeah.
A right winger.
Daniel James.
And then you got so many. You can only play a few.
Yeah.
And then when the guys backing them up through the middle, Breno Fernandes is a very good player.
Yeah.
Drogba is very in and out. Complete luxury player. After that, you start saying, where is strength? Why aren't they giving Lingard a look in?
Well, that's the problem. He can run, he gets up and down, he joins in. He hasn't given Van der Beek a chance since he's been there. So that's the problem. There's a lot of revolt in the camp, I think, but we'll see what happens, Paul. It's not encouraging.
How about the League Cup review?
Paul, you know, I watched Chelsea, Southampton went to penalties, and Southampton, the guy converted the one and they got beat. Good game, Paul. Arsenal Leeds, I didn't see much of it, but Arsenal beat Leeds 2-0.
So how many sets of penalties were there?
Well, QPR Sunderland, they got beat QPR. Sunderland beat them at Loftus Road. That was on Tuesday.
Sunderland till I die.
Sunderland till I die.
They got a chance of going up.
Yeah, let's hope they do. Paul, yesterday the game...
I watched the penalties yesterday. Foden missed the target.
Conversion. Should be a Twickenham.
He missed the target.
Yeah,
he pulled it.
Yeah, he hit it left, or keeper's left.
He hit keeper's left, missed the target. All the rest tucked them comfortably. Yeah. And then I had time to cross over to the next game, and Maupay, I think, he hit the crossbar.
Hit the crossbar, the guy missed, So, good luck to Leicester. They're on a bit of a roll.
And then they saved from another guy. So, Leicester have turned it around. And Liverpool, your boys brought a new side out.
Paul, I watched up a few of the guys. Debbie, Mark Lawrence's sister, she's staunch Preston supporter. And on Saturday, we got beat in a local derby by Blackpool. We play Luton on Saturday. We're about 6 bottom. He makes 9 changes from the team that played the local derby. Now, Liverpool, we knew were going to play a changed team. The big United 5-0. He's not playing anybody. Klopp's never shown an interest in the League Cup. Why not play your best team? There's 25,000 people there. Isn't this a chance for you to make your name as a manager? And he makes 9 changes. Before the game on Twitter, the guys were going berserk. They've had enough of him. It's time. And there's been mentioned, Robbie Fowler's been at the ground several times. So all my boys are up and they're hoping that Fowler turns up. I hope if he does, he brings his boots. Because the chances we missed last night was frightening. But Paul, the League Cup, it's sad. But even Stoke, I was going to back them to beat Brentford because they're hard to beat at home. They made 5 attacking changes. So,
when I saw the penalties in the Man City team, they had top players out.
Yeah.
Well, all their players are
top.
They
all played. De Bruyne got substituted. They had a full go.
They had a full go. What was interesting is that how long since they last lost a game in that tournament?
Yeah,
they won it the last 4 years, 6 of the last 8
I think it was Man United that beat them under Mourinho. Pep Guardiola made a whole lot of changes and United beat them. So last time I think we won a trophy. Won the League Cup in the UK. We beat Southampton. Zlatan was there.
West Ham keep rolling. Brentford keep going. Liverpool. So it's quarterfinals Saturday. They're announcing.
Yeah. Well, good luck, Paul. We don't want Man City winning everything.
No, at least they can't.
Let's hope Tottenham West Ham final.
Gee, I'd love that. We don't want to go back to the West Ham Stadium. It's too far from the action, the seats.
Olympic Stadium.
Olympic Stadium. You sold your soul for this.
Yes, you're right about that.
Right, let's talk Premiership.
Let's get the betting up for the Premiership, guys. Paul, first game, Leicester-Arsenal. Good way to start the weekend. Leicester been in a bit of a roll, Paul.
Yeah.
But Arsenal were woeful against Crystal Palace, who were lucky to equalise late. And then they totally outplayed Aston Villa.
Outplayed Spurs, goals. Got Robert Palace.
Yeah, outplayed. So you don't know. I think this, Paul, either way, the draw would be my play, but this could go anyway. I think goals are formality. Yeah. But to call this one, Paul, is tough because they're both difficult. But I don't see Arsenal losing.
Burnley kept their 2 main strikers to the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Paul, they haven't won a game by the League Cup all season.
Yeah.
So why not?
So they kept these 2 guys on front
Wood
on the bench.
On the bench.
Wood and what's the other boy's name?
The guy that flies around. Yeah, I know you guys are talking about.
Because They came on and every side had long throws and every ball was in there. And they're bloody good up there. Those
they're
boys.
dangerous, Paul. That's their strength.
Brentford have had a good start. Well, how do you read this one, Budge?
Paul, I don't see Brentford losing. You know, Burnley are an aerial team. They sling balls in from all over the show. And Brentford have competed, Paul. We saw what they did against Liverpool. They're unlucky against Leicester. So I think this got a draw written all over. I don't see Brentford losing.
Burnley brought on a boy yesterday from Africa called Cornet.
Yeah, he scored 4 goals. He's been their main goal scorer in the last few games. He can play. Plays up front on the left.
Liverpool 1-4, Brighton struggling.
Paul, it should be Liverpool. Yeah, the way they're playing. They haven't lost, I think it's 23 games in all competitions. They're going well, even in the league from last year.
They drew with Brentford, 3 each.
Yeah, 3 each. So,
where was that?
That was at Brentford.
Yeah,
okay.
But
yeah, Brentford are direct, Paul. If there's one weakness at Liverpool, the big boys at the back, they can be exposed.
They played their new boy. They didn't play
Kanate.
Yeah, they played him, eh?
Yeah.
Okay,
but Liverpool all day. Man City
1-6.
Yeah, 1-6 should be
Palace
too good
beat
for
them
Palace.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember the wonder goal?
Yeah.
They lost 3-2. Newcastle.
Chelsea, Paul. Newcastle, how they got a point against Palace, I don't know on the weekend, Paul. Chelsea, I know they won 7-0 against Norwich. A little bit flattering. Players sent off. Every decision could have gone, went for them.
Yeah.
But I think they'll beat Newcastle, Paul.
Okay. Then...
this is a big game, Paul. You know, Southampton, they'll have Ward-Prowse back. So set pieces, they'll be a threat. But Watford went to Everton and won 5-2. They were
they were 2-1 down, going nowhere.
And the Tinker Man, the first game against Liverpool, they were disgraceful. Never got a tackle, got beat 5-0. This is a close game, Paul. I think the draws are played.
If he can pull a couple of wins, you prove he's a good manager.
Yeah, they're hard to beat at Vicarage Road, Paul.
Yeah.
But I don't see them getting beat, but it's another game that could go anyway.
Yeah. Tottenham's mean, I can go either way.
Paul,
Tottenham are better at home, but they're not a good side.
Another a Man United, Paul. And after
where
that
they look
smack,
solid, Spurs is in the middle. Skippen and Højbjerg do a good job.
Yeah, well, that's
and you've got the chance if you've got the front threes.
Yeah.
But after that, he's a nice player, and I watched it again like Romero.
Yeah.
They played him with Sancho yesterday.
Well, he plays for Argentina.
Good player.
So you don't get a game for Argentina if you can't play.
Rangel got hurt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lightweight. Lo Celso, lightweight. Okay, but, so that could go.
Well, I think a draw's a player, 26-10. Both teams don't want to get beat.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
So a draw will be a nice tight game, 1-1, 0-0.
Yeah.
One of those type of games.
Norwich struggling, eh?
Paul, so are Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds can't win.
Leeds have won one game and they beat Watford, and that was at home. Norwich, Paul, they're going to grab somebody, but they don't score. Timo Pukki, he hasn't scored in ages. But, Paul, it should be Leeds. But you just can't trust Leeds. They got beat against Arsenal. They played the best team out and got beat. Sure, I saw the highlights. They made a few good saves, Burnley, the Arsenal keeper. But, Paul, that could have a draw. I don't see Leeds getting beat, but the draw's a player there.
Villa losing their gloss very quickly.
Paul. I fancied them
They look so good. I remember the game against Chelsea, outstanding they were. Then against Spurs, they weren't that good.
Even Man United at Old Trafford, they played well. But against Arsenal, Paul, I really thought they'd give it a go.
Yeah.
Never
in the game.
Paul, I fancy West Ham to beat them.
Yeah,
it's for 15-10, hard to beat.
They play a lot at the back. Moyes, even against Man City.
Yeah.
Tight at the back.
Paul, if you don't give anything away, you can't get beat. Zuma's been a good signing. Those two boys in the middle of the park. Declan Rice never played last night. He'll be fresh. Paul, I fancy West Ham.
Okay, and then Wolves.
Paul, Everton are so disappointing. I like Wolves.
Yeah.
13-10. They've won 4 of their last 5. The penalty last week was harsh against Leeds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been 5 or 6. Paul, I know Everton really disappointing last week. At the back, they look woeful. That Michael Keane and the other guy at the back. Paul, the way Wolves, only thing of Wolves at home is they're always tight. They keep it tactically, but I think it's got to be Wolves, Paul.
Okay, then let's go to the next sheet.
Championship, Paul, kicks off on Friday.
You told me Tweels Horsman was at the West Ham game.
No, he's at the QPR game. He's a staunch QPR supporter. It was QPR Sunderland.
They got beat.
They got beat too. They had a decent side out too. But this will be a good game. Forest have won the last 4 away from home under the new coach. QPR, hard to beat at Loftus Road. I think goals is the way to go, Paul, but 24-10.
The big game's the 1:30 on Saturday.
Paul, I can't believe West Brom are that price, 27-10.
That's a massive price. Even money plays 27-10.
Yeah, but Fulham, good team, Paul. Mitrovic on fire. Yeah. Guaranteed both teams will score, but that could go either way, Paul. That 27-10, that's a big price.
Bristol City, Barnsley.
Paul, I fancy Bristol City. Barnsley are woeful. Bristol City can't win a game at home, but they've drawn 4 of them, 4 of the last 6. This has to be the game they get a result. Otherwise, Nigel Pearson could get fired.
Who's he with?
He's at Bristol City. Away from home, Paul. Great record. Most of the points have been taken away from home. 14-10 Bristol City for me, Paul. I think they're good things.
Can Derby work their way into the positive side of the points?
Paul, they've played 7 home games this year, won 2 and drawn 5. They've only lost one of the last 7. They went to Coventry last week and drew. I don't see Blackburn winning. Blackburn away from home, Paul. Terrible. At home, Ewood Park, always dangerous, but away from home, a draw's a player, but of the 2 teams, I don't see Derby losing.
Okay.
The next, Huddersfield, Millwall. Millwall cost me last week. I didn't see them beating Stoke. Only lost one of the last 10, Millwall. Huddersfield are in the playoff places. Couldn't believe it. A draw's a player for me there, Paul. Just can't go against Millwall again, but Huddersfield are going well, especially at home.
Coventry, they've got to stay in the hunt.
Paul, they played 6 home games and they'd won 6 before drawing with Derby. Hull City have won, I think they've lost 6 of the last 8. I can't believe the price on Coventry until you see the away record. They haven't won in 5. But I don't see them losing, but 16-10 is a big price, Paul. If you're looking for a bit of a lurker, I'd go for Coventry. Now, Middlesbrough have found their way back just outside the playoff places. They've won, I think, 4 of the last 6. Birmingham, great start under Lee Boyer. Struggling, Paul. I think 12-10
This
Middlesbrough.
is a tough league.
Tough league, yeah. People are gone for Middlesbrough. I wouldn't blame you, Paul.
Your beloved Preston?
Paul, after what I saw last night, we rested 9 players. Yeah, I still gutted the way I think about it, but I don't see us losing to Luton. Luton have only lost 1 of the last 9, I think it is. But away from home, they don't win too often.
Okay.
I wouldn't take 14-10 to win. I think a draw's a big player.
Okay, that's that. Here we go. Now, Sheffield United, are they starting to get it together?
Slowly getting together, Paul. But Blackpool are on a bit of a roll. They've only lost 1 of the last 7. They beat Preston 2-0 at home last week. I don't see Sheffield United getting beat, Paul. But 7-10, it's just Blackpool. Every time you think they're going to get beat, late equaliser and so on. But I don't see Sheffield United getting beat, Paul.
Stoke even money?
Paul, that's my best bet of the weekend. You know, I was little bit worried about what team, if they play their best team. But they rested 5 attacking players last night. Good team. Cardiff, I think, have lost the last 8 in a row. Manager got fired. So Stoke can't beat them. They're going well, Stoke. I think they've only lost once at home. That was to Bournemouth in the league. I think Stoke, good things.
Swansea, the other
should be, Paul. That's Darren Ferguson's team. Lost 6 or 7 away from home. Swansea won the last 3. Especially at home.
Who's the boss at Swansea?
It's a new, forget his name.
The Peterborough's
Darren Ferguson.
That's it, Peterborough, the posh.
The guy that was at Swansea is a guy that was at MK Dons. I get his name now.
Okay.
Yeah, he took over. They struggled early on, but their football playing team, he's got them going well. And Bournemouth, Paul, since they've signed Gary Cahill, they've won 8 of the last 9. They should be good things against Reading. But Reading score goals, Paul.
Yeah.
I think they're the top goal scorers, but I fancy Bournemouth.
Lovely. All right, Budge, that's excellent. Let's look at this is
the MTN Cup final, Paul. Moses Mabhida in Durban. So Sundowns, Paul, good team. They're one of the best teams in Africa.
Yeah.
You know, Eric Tinkler, good record in the cup. Yeah, they got beat. They won 4-3. I saw a little bit of. They were 4-0 up against Golden Arrows at home. It ended up being 4-3. They were hanging on.
Okay.
Don't see Sundowns, Paul. Should be just one of those teams like Man City and then Liverpool when they're on a roll. You don't go against them, Paul. Cup final, too good.
Okay, what's up next?
It's the exotics, Paul. We've got our Gold Circle Saturday exotics. Went the field in the Leicester Arsenal game. I don't see Brentford losing at Burnley. I've banked Liverpool to beat Brighton, Chelsea to beat Newcastle. I've gone Watford to avoid defeat at home against Southampton. And I've gone the field in the Tottenham Man United game, 2-1-6. On to the Phumelela Soccer 6. I've gone Brentford win and draw at Burnley. Likewise, the previous bet, I've gone Watford win and draw at home against Southampton. I'm bankering Seville to beat Osasuna. I'm going Mamelodi Sundowns to be too good for Cape Town City. Ending up with the field and the Tottenham Man United and Valencia Villarreal matches, 2-1-6. On to the Gold Circle Soccer 10. I've gone the field in the Leicester Arsenal game. I don't see Fulham losing at home to West Brom. I've gone Brentford win and draw at home against Burnley. I'm bankering Liverpool to beat Brighton, Man City to beat Crystal Palace. On the second page, I'm going Chelsea to be too good for Newcastle United. I've gone Watford to avoid defeat at home against Southampton and Derby County to avoid defeat at home to game Blackburn Rovers. I'm bankering Sheffield United to beat Blackburn and ending up with a field. Man United, Tottenham, 288. On to the Soccer 13, which is a carryover again. I'm bankering Liverpool to beat Brighton. Tottenham win and draw at home against Man United.
Good on you, Budge.
Breaks my heart, but that's the reality, I think. I think Chelsea will be too good for Newcastle. I'm going Watford, win and draw at home against Southampton. I don't see Brentford losing at Burnley. I'm bankering Bristol City to beat Barnsley. I don't see Derby County losing at home to Blackburn Rovers. Huddersfield Town win and draw at home against Millwall. I'm chancing Coventry City to win at Hull City, as well as Middlesbrough to beat Birmingham City at home. I'm going Preston North End, win and draw at home against Luton Town, as well as Sheffield United, win and draw at home against Blackpool, because I think Swansea will be too good for Peterborough, 256. On to our budgies bets for the weekend.
Lovely.
A lot of fancy teams. So I've taken a bit of a lurk in our first one. I'm going West Ham to beat Aston Villa and both teams to score. And I'm going Wolves to beat Everton and both teams to score. The odds on all the other teams, Paul, were way too short. 4,800 to 200. If it arrives, a great bet. Onto the Championship, I'm going Bristol City to beat Barnsley, Stoke City to beat Cardiff City, and Bournemouth to beat Reading, and over 2.5 total goals, 2,600 to 200. Team-only goals, all these teams have to score over 1.5 goals or a minimum of 2. I'm going West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth and Swansea, 17 to 1, so 3,400 to 200. And our both teams to score sides all come from the Championship. I'm going Fulham West Brom, Huddersfield Millwall, Preston Luton, and Middlesbrough Birmingham, 2,200 to 200. We venture into Spain, to the Liga, where we take our usual Spanish quartet. Real Sociedad to beat Athletic Bilbao, Sevilla to beat Osasuna, and both teams to score in the Valencia-Villarreal, Getafe Espanyol match, 2,600 to 200. And our Collis King, 6 or Nexa. I'm going Chelsea to beat Newcastle, Liverpool to beat Brighton, Man City to beat Crystal Palace, Bournemouth to beat Reading, Stoke to beat Cardiff City, and Mamelodi Sundowns to beat Cape Town City, 2,100 to 200.
Good on you, Budge. Good on you. Those are good bets. So that's the story for this weekend. Unfortunately, the Gremlins came in and we had a stuttering Steve for 5 minutes or so. We will work on it so it doesn't happen again. And Budge, just before we get, give me your best bet. Is
my
Stoke
best
City.
bet is Stoke City. My best value bet, 15 to 10 West Ham, Paul. The way they're playing, I think it's a big price.
Okie doke, and just touch on those people that went out.
Last one standing, they'll be at 11 o'clock Saturday. I'll send everybody their picks. Most of them know who they're.
And a week later,
next weekend, Paul,
the game's
last
on.
one standing again. We restart, yeah.
Excellent. Until next time, stay on side.